Hello, everybody. This is Catholic Dad, episode number 192. Beware Donald Trump, or Trump beware. I don't know if what you've seen recently, but there was an oil tanker that got struck by explosive devices of some sort. People said that they were perhaps magnetic mines. A U.S. government official actually came out and said that it was an Iranian ship that attacked the oil tanker. The U.S. government came out almost immediately implicating Iran. Well, if you think about Middle Eastern politics, which I do not infrequently, Iran has no interest in attacking anybody in the area, and in fact, they have certainly no interest in stoking war with the United States of America. It's outside of their national interests. It's outside, it makes no sense for them at all. And an act of war against anybody with regards to Iran right now makes absolutely no sense. It does make sense, however, that when you hear propaganda that Iran did it before you could possibly get an investigation finished all over American media and perhaps all over the world media, that perhaps this is a false flag event or an act of propaganda. There are a lot of people in the world that want war with Iran, John Bolton being one of them. And John Bolton is, a foreign advisor to Donald Trump. And so I just want to warn Donald Trump, because you got elected, by the way. You got elected because you were anti-war. You wanted to bring the troops home. You wanted American foreign policy to reflect American interests. You wanted to protect the jobs of your fellow countrymen through using tariff systems, and you wanted to secure the border. These three, this is essentially Jeffersonian immigration, Washingtonian foreign policy, and Alexander Hamilton economics. You are one of our founding fathers of today with regards to the rhetoric that you used when you were elected. And this is why you got elected, and if you continue with it, you're going to be soundly elected yet again. But Iran, if you attack Iran or you get us into any other military interventions, you will lose. You will lose big time, and in fact, you will lose in a way that will be embarrassing to you, because it will be like a 49-state landslide or a 50-state landslide. And so, Donald Trump, I just want to let you know, people are probably playing you. This is probably not Iran fomenting war with the United States of America. This is probably somebody with vested interest that wants the United States to attack Iran. I could think of a couple places, military-industrial complex being one of them. So I know that you make rhetoric and you're kind of bombastic occasionally. I kind of like that. I'm a fellow New Yorker. But I'll tell you what, you better watch who's hiding behind you, feeding you information, and who's driving your foreign policy, because the foreign policy you were elected on is not the foreign policy of the neoconservatives. It's not the foreign policy of the deep state. It's the foreign policy of America first. And a war with Iran makes no interest, is no interest to the United States of America, and it's no interest to the country of Iran. That's why this oil tanker attack makes absolutely no sense. And oh, by the way, that all the propaganda machines essentially implicated Iran immediately, and so they want you to go to war with Iran. Nobody in America wants you to go to war with Iran, I can tell you that, or at least not the tax-paying citizens. Politicians, big companies, corporations, they do, but the average American doesn't. And you're a populist. Go with the interests of the American people. Try to ferret out who did this, and then maybe some people need to go to jail. Maybe they don't. If Iran actually did it, then start using some massive diplomacy immediately. This is Catholic Dad making you think about it. Please like or subscribe, live a sacramental life, and pray the daily rosary. God bless.